Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, guys, to today's webinar, AMA session with Joe Troyer. I'm in a different spot. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. I'm trying the AirPods today. Let's see here. Keynote. Get things set up for you guys. All right, let's see. Window. Bring all the front. Whoop. All right, where's my control panel? So I'm used to using like 3 monitors. Here we go. And I'm on the road in Ohio visiting family for Thanksgiving, which is cool. I get to hang out with you guys too, kind of best of both worlds, so to speak. And man, it is crazy dark here. So I hope you guys can see okay. Let me know in the chat. That'd be great. Let's see. Oh, oh. All right, all right. So we're gonna get started in about 10 minutes, but I'm sitting here hanging out. I was prepping, figured I'd jump on a couple minutes early. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll keep knocking out stuff for the AMA, which we'll be getting started in like 9 or 10 minutes with. What's up, Connie? What's up, Dave? What's up, Jason, Jetty Son, Justin Green? Good to see you. Tom Omnis, hello, hello. If there's anything that I can do to help you guys while we're sitting here, and just wait until the top of the hour. Let me know inside the chat. All right. Ah, you guys should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I just realized I was muted and I thought I was talking to you guys for like the last 10 minutes. Hi, Connie, Dennis, what's up? Dave. All right, Jason, Jetty. All right, Justin Green, Tom, what's up? What's up? Hello, hello. All right, there we go. There we go. Finally. All right, cool. So I'm out of town. I'm in Ohio for Thanksgiving, visiting with my family. And this room, this Airbnb that I'm staying at, this house, has like really, really bad light. So I opened up all the uh, all the curtains and stuff so that you guys could see and that there's some better natural light. Um, so let me know if it's too dark in here. I'll try to fix that before we get started. Anywho, I thought I'd jump on a couple minutes early today, and just hang out with you guys, see if there was any questions I could answer. I just bought this cup for my wife. Actually, this thing's like a mega mug. Um, Lots of coffee for the gloomy day here in Ohio. So if there's anything that I can help you guys out with before we officially kick off the AMA session, let me know. Happy to help. Maybe there's a question that you wish we could fast forward and you could get me to answer real quick in the AMA. We're starting to get a little bit of a backlog now, right? If that's the case, ask me in the chat. We got 6 or 7 minutes here. Happy to help you however I can before we get started. If not, I will just keep working here, banging out stuff, prepping for the AMA. So let me know. All right, folks. Welcome to the Wednesday AMA call. I hope you guys are having a freaking fantastic week. We'll be getting started here in just 5 minutes here. When we hit the top of the hour, obviously 3 p.m. Eastern, as you guys should know. If you guys are here, today is a blessed day. Super excited to hang out with you guys, answer some questions about AMA. If there's something I can answer now before we kick off, let me know inside the chat. Absolutely fantastic. All right. Timeline on the new Sinwire. So Connie, no official timeline yet. Most of the back end processes. Right now, though, we're working on the front end, which is obviously like what you guys see and what users see, to help make that as easy as possible, number one. But the bigger issue really in building any type of software is trying to think ahead, and make things so that they're a little more, Matchbox style, so to speak, and that they can, integrate nicely and everything plays well, and trying to think ahead for the future. So really what we're working on is the user interface, and trying to make sure that we don't put something out and then immediately a month later change it, because it's a lot of things like that. Your audio problems. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat. That would be great. Can you guys see my kids? Wave, boys. All right, go. See you later. Fun. All right, guys. If you haven't been hearing me, no. Loud and clear. Can hear you, but it goes in and out. Sorry, Connie. I'll do my best. Did you guys see my kiddos there? Waving to you guys. So yeah, they are 6 and 4, about to turn 7. All right, 3 more minutes until the top of the hour. As I said, I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have. In the meantime, before we kick off the AMA session, you guys got big plans for the holidays? Any crazy traditions? Let me know in the chat. All right, welcome. Good to see you as well. Hey, Ron. Hey, Roger. All right. We'll be getting started just in 1 or 2 minutes here. And you guys are a quiet bunch. Are you guys already like in your Thanksgiving comas, or what's happening? Usually by now I've gotten 100 messages from each of you in the chat. These AMAs just doing such a good job answering your questions. What's going on? You guys have a pulse today? Roger says, what's the best way to get 5-star reviews fast? Roger, go look on the YouTube channel. Not trying to push you off, but that's a really good question, and I answered it, and it's on the YouTube channel. And essentially create a short link for the GMB page, because people don't know how to go leave a review, right? So you got to make it easy for them, and you got to ask them. Okay, so ask the person for it. I recommend SMS, text message from the owner of the business. If you're the owner, send it from you, or the salesperson, right? And say, I need to ask you a favor. I hope you like the work that we did. It would really help my business if you could give me a 5-star review. Blah. Drop in the link, right? But I think that in order for reviews to really work, and for you to get a bunch of them, I think that they need to be like highly like that. And that's the best way to get 5-star reviews fast. We've generated 30, 40 in a day, 2 days, 3 days, and even more as we scaled out and had salespeople start doing that after we just proved how amazing the model is. What's up, Dennis? James Saunders, hello. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do this. Kick off today officially. Hang on one second. All right, everybody, welcome to today's Ask Me Anything session. I'm sure that you guys can see that this isn't my kind of normal digs, my normal setup there at the office with my standing desk and all my windows and natural light. I am in Ohio for Thanksgiving, and I could very well have not had today's AMA and just sent you guys all a message and said, you know what, I'm out of town for Thanksgiving for the week, which I am. We got in Monday morning, and I'm not getting back until Friday night, late Friday night. And so because of that, since I'm out of town, I don't really want to do the AMA. But I didn't do that. And I think that there's a lesson in that for everybody that I think we should talk about real quick before we jump in and into the AMA. So if you truly do what you love, right, even when you're on quote unquote vacation, right, like me jumping on this call, like, yeah, I mean, I'd love to go be with my family right now, but hanging out with you guys for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, like that's freaking fantastic, right? And obviously this AMA as well is new. And for me, whenever I do something new, my commitment has to be there from the start, and I can't let excuses get in the way, or I can't build up momentum. And when I don't build momentum, things fall off the tracks very quickly. And I'm sure that's similar for you, right? So whether it's business, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a stand-up meeting with your team the same day, the same time every day, whether it's working out every day, right? Like building that momentum is what helps you build that consistency. Consistency and momentum is what's going to really drive you. And so I could have very well have said, right, like I'm not going to have this is important to me. You guys are important to me. I have a blast doing these AA sessions with you guys. Obviously, nobody else on my team is going to do this. This is like my highest power is helping you guys. I think that that's a great lesson for all of us at the end of the day. And I hope that you guys can take something from that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first question that we got today is, can you share some examples of successful landing pages that you have used? Not sure how much info we should put in or leave out. So this is a really, really loaded question, and this comes from my buddy Howard Tiano. And Howard and I go like way, way, way back, many, many years, probably over 8 now. And Howard, you are just like me. You overanalyze the shit out of everything. By all means, I think that you should take inspiration from other people on successful landing pages. Also, you got to and you got to get something done, right? Done is better than perfect. For me, I've realized that if I wait for everything to be perfect, it's never going to get done. And so I have a system now to rush to that MVP, the minimum viable product. It's like, what do I need on an opt-in? I need a headline, right? I need a type of social proof element, and I need an opt-in box. And guys, at the end of the day, half of the time I don't even get into social proof. It's like literally a headline and then the opt-in. And I leave it that simple, at least to start. And to be frank, with cold traffic and with warm traffic, like you guys visiting landing pages, in my agency world, people visiting landing pages, the most vague ones that are the most slimmed down landing pages often are the ones that work the best, right? Webinar registrations to opt in for a free report, like all different types of pages too. The ones that, for me at least, my best converting ones, if I look at kind of everything for the most part, are ones that are very, very easy, have a very easy promise, and it's just like headline and not a lot of distractions, right? Headline, maybe a bullet or two, testimonial or two, and literally the opt-in. But at the end of the day, I think like what you really want is an action plan on how to build out your landing pages. So this is it, right? So for successful landing pages, what you want to do is start with an uber basic page, and like literally uber basic. So pick a platform. It can be lead pages, right? And it can just be like a headline and then the button, right? And then they hit the button and it, pops up and they put in their information. That's it, right? Start there, okay? Then implement some type of tracking system, whether you're using lead pages, or you're using ClickFunnels, or you're using Optimized Press, or you're using some type of other hosted platform, or some other type of WordPress plugin. Just make sure that you can get some elementary data out of it, right? How many visitors hit the page? How many unique visitors hit the page? And what's the conversion rate? Right? And once I get the data down and I'm tracking that successfully and I understand the data, I've had more than 2 opt-ins, right? I've had it up for a week. I've gotten 20 opt-ins, something like that, right? Or 2 weeks, and I have some data. Now it's time for me to start iterating, which means now I get to kind of throw shit against the wall and see what works, right? So I would then go with kind of a medium length or medium type of build out for a landing page, right? Instead of just a headline and maybe a testimonial and the opt-in, or just headline and opt-in, right? Now we got a case study or some type of, more blown out success stories on there. We got, maybe more bullets on exactly everything that you're going to get in the package. We got a couple images in there to make it look all nice and sexy. And then we got our header and footer in there for our brand to make sure that it looks congruent with the rest of the things that we're doing. Right? And then I'd make a full-blown full page length test, right? Where it's more sales copy based. But at the end of the day, I would just start iterating kind of in that order. And by iterating, we're going to test that uber basic landing page versus the next idea, or versus the next iteration. And I would just keep, making these elements longer, right? Making the page longer and swapping out elements. At the end of the day, if you put a gun to my head and said, you have to get a brand new landing page set up by the end of the day today, right? And it was supposed to be a full page length test, I could never get it done. Never. You know how I know? Because I've been working on one with my designer for the last week. Like literally, why? It's got to match the overall feel of the site. It's got to match the overall feel of my brand, right? Like I just get hung up on the details, and I know Howard, you will too. So for me, instead, I would focus on right? Done is better than perfect, and then you can start iterating. So I hope that helps, Howie, buddy. Next up, how do you start a pay-per-call business with very little money to invest? So this is a fantastic, fantastic question. So at the end of the day, when most people think about building a pay-per-call business, it's I'm going to go, get some marketing done, or do some marketing, like rank videos, or rank in Google Organic, or whatever the traffic source is, right? And then once it starts generating calls, then I'm going to go find a customer and I'm going to sell the customer the calls. I think that that's a very ass backwards business model. I said it. Have I done that business model? Yes. But I'm telling you, it's an ass backwards business model. Why? Because it takes time, right? It takes time to rank in Google. Unless you got a site that's been sitting out there aging for a year, right? Or 7 months, or 6 months, or 8 months, or 10 months, whatever, right? You're not going to be able to rank in Google very quickly. You're not going to be able to get a bunch of calls very quickly. What's that mean? That means not a lot of money very quickly, which means 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months before you really start making any fucking money. Business is about making money. Does that sound like a good business plan? No. So I want to share with you guys what I would do if, like, literally today, I was going to start another pay-per-call agency, okay, or another pay-per-call business, and I had like literally $500 to my name, and that's it. Guys, so I want to walk you guys through the steps here, all right? So first things first, you have to understand that the pay-per-call business model is all about data. It's a data play. It's a data acquisition play. You need to know the numbers better than the people actually in that business. So if you're selling pay-per-call to roofers, to plumbers, to water damage companies, I don't care, any type of business, right? You need to know the numbers better than they do. And the fact of the matter is, if you're asking this question, how do you start it? You don't fucking know the numbers. You don't know how much a cost per click is, right? You don't know what the conversion rate is. And that's why you're asking this question, right? So I would go about this very, very different. All right. And one of my favorite videos of all time from any internet marketer is Frank Kern. And if you go to YouTube, and sorry, some people are going to take offense to this, but you go to YouTube and you do a search on YouTube for Frank Kern, Don't Be a Pussy. There's an amazing clip that's about 3 or 4 minutes long that hopefully will get you off your ass and actually doing something. But at the end of the day, you just got to go for it. You got to come up with a plan. You got to come up with the best freaking plan that you can come up with in your head. And in this example, I'll give you a plan, right? And then you just got to go run with it and execute, okay? And you can't be a pussy, right? You got to grab life by the balls and go do something, all right? So I'm going to talk to you guys about how I would do it, okay? If I had to start a pay-per-call business, again, it's all about the data, understanding those numbers. So it's how do we get that data? So what I would do is I'd pitch a 30-day test to 3 clients that are all in the same industry. If you sell 5 clients, great, that's fine. I just wouldn't sell any less than 3, okay? So the pitch is very, very simple, right? You're gonna set up and run their campaigns for free. What does that mean? You're going to set up a landing page, you're gonna set up a website, you're gonna set up Google Ads, right? And you're gonna run all of it, and all that they have to do is support the Google Ads spend. Okay, you'll cover setting it up, running the campaign, getting all the data, doing all that legwork, right? Where you would normally charge for it, a minimum of $2 grand a month. You're gonna do it for free. What business is gonna tell you no, right? They should all be saying, yes, please sign me up for that trial. Okay, one little note here is I always like to put in a minimum spend for that 30 days, right? Like you got to be willing, Mr. Business Owner, to spend $1,000 or $2,000, right, in Google ad spend during that period. And we'll show you all the numbers, right? Google's going to charge you directly. We'll put their card on file with Google Ads, right? And then the pitch is at the end of the 30 days, we're going to pause the account and we're going to work on something mutually beneficial based upon the actual data, right? Actual numbers. How much is a click? What's the conversion rate? How many clicks until you actually get a freaking phone call, right? And then how many of those calls until you actually get a good call, right? Something that's actually going to turn into revenue. Until we know that shit, everything else is just freaking theory, right? Like, and I see a lot of people in the pay-per-call business just talking out their ass with these pay-per-call numbers. We've shaken the industry a ton because we're able to charge than anybody else. Why? Because we know we're selling roofing leads for 30 bucks. People are selling water damage leads on them for 400 bucks. Because I have the data. I understand, generate the call. I've went through this process with customers. I understand what it's going to do for their business. I'll pitch this test, get all the data, figure out a plan of attack. Moving forward, Mr. Business Owner, this is how it's going to work, right? These are going to be the numbers. Okay, but this is how you start a pay-per-call business with literally, I mean, no money, right? You run the campaigns, you got to set up a website, right? Set up the ads, that's it. 50 from this, okay? But you can't be a pussy. This is how you build a 7-figure pay-per-call business freaking fast. Trust me, I've done it. Next, client that has one website representing 2 locations in 2 different towns. The oldest location ranks fine in Google, okay, but the second location is having trouble being ranked. Okay, how do we best promote the second location so that it's ranked in the town in which it resides? So essentially, at the end of the day, a business has 2 locations, right? Location A, location B. They're all inside of a Google account, and both locations should have a Google My Business location set up for each account or for each location, right? So what you have to understand here is that you need to just promote the second location just like the first was promoted, right? I'm assuming the second location probably came along 2, 3, 4 years after the first location. And I'm also assuming the second location probably hasn't got the same love either. So it hasn't had love, and it also hasn't had the time in business, right? And now we're expecting it to rank in Google. Okay, so just want to make sure that you have some basic understanding in terms of that perspective, right? Understand it's basically a brand new business, and you're going to have some ground to cover. So on the screen here are my suggestions. So I would do a full Google My Business build out, and on our YouTube channel, on our site here, we've done a lot of content on what I believe is a full Google My Business, right, build out, right? What are the things that you should be doing? So I'm not going to go through each and every one, but I'm going to highlight some things here, all right? If you can upload 10 images to your Google My Business account, upload all 10. If you're allowed to upload 100 images, upload all 100, right? You want to build it out so it's bigger, badder, and better than any of your fucking competitors, right? That's the key, okay? Don't don't do this like a wimp, right? Don't do this weak. Okay, next up, make sure when you do upload those images that you are geotagging the images, okay? AKA where the jobs are done, okay? So for example, my father's roofing company, when they do a job in Worcester, right? They're geotagging the images to where they actually were, right? So now you looked at their images from their website and you looked at them in terms of like a map, in terms of where all those images were geotagged, there'd be like pin drops all over the freaking prep, all over the place, right? So this helps Google associate where you do business, right? And where these locations are, okay? Also, you can post on Google My Business just like you can post on Facebook, or like you can post on Google My Business or Google Plus. They've changed the name and done away with it so many times, done away with again. But you can post on Google My Business just like you can post on Facebook or Twitter, right? Or Instagram. So post on every day as well. I have seen this as a ranking benefits from posting on GMB every day. So I believe is a big conversion rate booster. GMB listing. So you're ranking, they type for it, and they find you, they click on your listing, and then they see that every single day you there's images and there's interaction and you're going back and forth with prospects and customers versus an account that's not, you're going to stand out, and you're going to stand out in a great way. So, okay, for the convert, for the ranking bump, you should be posting on Google My. Next up is citations. You need to build out citations for that individual location. You should have a unique name, address, phone, right? It doesn't have to be a complete new actual landing page needs to be there as well for that location, okay? Next up, Google My Maps, Google My Maps, Google My Map links, and Google My Map embeds. Those are 3 steps. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch the other videos on my channel. They can help you out with those 3 steps. Next up is build out accounts, okay, on Web 2.0 sites and social media sites if they're not there, right? Releases, okay, press releases are at the bottom really of my list, okay, but they do hit a good number of unique domains or root domains. They're a great way for you to very quickly Google to see, hey, 40, 50, even 100 sites have just, you know, talked about this business, and now Google is seeing your NAP, your name, address, phone number, right, 100 times like this. That can definitely help and definitely kind of trigger a little ranking boost. But again, are towards the bottom of my list. And then last but not least is video sites, right? So you got Vimeo, you got YouTube, right? You got Dailymotion, right? 5, 6 sites. And you don't have to create any crazy, amazing video. You can do something with AdVideo. You could do something with reputation videos or rep videos, and then distribute on all those sites. And now you got, you know, 5, 6 new root domains linking to you. It's gonna, you know, give you a nice overall boost. When you do the videos, you know, right when you upload the video, inside the description, make sure that you include again your NAP, your name, your address, your phone number, and your website URL. And then last but not least, guys, and this one I feel like gets looked over a lot. I think by, hardcore SEOs that are used to doing, this top stuff for Google My Business, citations and Web 2.0s, they're used to creating these profiles and building links, right? Like just adding NAP, the name, address, phone number for that. But I've seen them really trip up and not even any on-page optimization. Right? So you want to make sure that you're doing on-page SEO optimization for the second location, right? So the landing page there, whether it's domain.com/city or however you have it set up, make sure that it's got, it's got some good on-page optimization. And I would even build, a stack of pages underneath that location. So at the top, you're going to have, Phoenix. And then under Phoenix, you're going to have all the surrounding areas around Phoenix. You're going to have it each as a page or services pages under there. And they're all linking back to Phoenix is the key, right? With that second location. And that's really, really going to help build a great internal linking structure for you. So I hope that helps, man. Next up, you recommend putting the business NAP, the name, address, phone number, in Web 2.0 sites. Where exactly do you put it? Great question. All right, so at the end of the day, you're going to want to put it in your profile or your bio if you can. And every one of these sites names it obviously something different. But let's say that you go to, for example, let's say that you go to Twitter and you go to a profile on Twitter. So you go to the Digital Triggers Twitter profile, right? On the left-hand side, right, is going to be your bio or your profile. I think Twitter calls it your profile. And it's short, but you could definitely fit your NAP inside of the profile. Okay. The reason that you want to do that is even if you click on multiple tweets and go in, right, you're always going to see your profile on the left-hand side. So no matter what post it is that you put on the social platform, every single one of those is going to have the link from the bio. Okay. So it's like having a link in your main navigation or your footer that's on every page of your website. It's very similar, okay? So you wanna put it in your profile or your bio if you can. This is, understand, a quote unquote best practice. Understand that this is not always possible, okay? But if it is possible, get it in. And understand, like from the point of SEO and you setting up Web 2.0 profiles, accounts on social media sites, things like that. When you're doing it for an SEO benefit, understand like getting a website link and getting your NAP, your name, address, and phone number. Those are the top two things that you can do. Okay, so don't overcomplicate this stuff. Just try to get it in when you can, all right? All right, next up, what's the best way to gain credibility on LinkedIn? All right, so I believe that there's really only two things that you can do to gain credibility on LinkedIn, all right? Number one, do a full profile build out, okay? I see a lot of people, I get prospected to like crazy on LinkedIn. And I see a lot of people doing it like ass backwards, doing it wrong and very, very wrong. I see people constantly pitching people in their posts instead of providing value in their LinkedIn posts. And when you go and you look at somebody's profile, the whole thing is like, I'm the greatest person in the whole freaking world. I can work for anybody in the whole freaking world. And everybody that visits my profile should be working with me. And I think that there's some problems there. I think that you need to talk to your market specifically, not everyone. I think that then secondarily on your profile, you need to make it clear that you give away some type of foot in the door product, or you do something, you have a unique mechanism that no one else can compete with, okay? And you build authority in your profile, okay? I think that's the key, okay? When you're making posts on LinkedIn, those posts should be gaining credibility, right? It should be getting people to see you and listen to a short 2-minute, 3-minute video like we do after the AMAs are done and we distribute everywhere, right? And if I can get somebody to watch that 2 or 3 minute video, right? Chances are they're gonna go look me up, they're gonna go to my website. Guess what? Then they're on my retargeting list and I can stay in front of them, right? Then I can show them, an offer for a foot in the door that's free that nobody else can compete with, right? And then I can slowly turn them into a customer, right? and then I can turn them into a buyer, and then I can turn them into a raving fan for life, and then they're never going to freaking leave. And then last but not least, the second part is recommendations. So definitely full profile build out, but then recommendations at the end of the day, folks, you just got to ask for them. Like, think about everybody that like you've worked with, right? Think about people that you do business with, even if it's like through a proxy. Like, I do business with this person that works with this person. All right, great. I'm going to go give them a recommendation on LinkedIn. Guys, if your network isn't very big, make the most of it. Like, even if you have a small network, you can do well with it, right? Even if you don't know that many people, you don't have a huge business network, you just moved to a new town, whatever. Like, if you can get a good handful of solid recommendations, that's all you really need. All right. All right, so the next question is, how do you stay excited about your digital marketing business, or about digital marketing in general every day? So this one is near and dear to my heart, because I haven't always been excited about digital marketing every day. Today, am I excited about digital marketing every day? Probably about 9 out of 10 days. And I think at the end of the day, it's gotta come down to only continuing to do, right, what you are the most passionate about. Like we talked about at the beginning of this AMA call, like, I'm the most passionate about helping you guys. I'm the most passionate about being on like the latest trend and trend setting and figuring shit out before everybody else. I'm about creating a system that gets a better result than anybody else is getting in the marketplace, right? Like, that's me. That's what makes my heart pump. So everything else that you have in your business, like literally freaking everything, from design to like your website tech and website development to support and billing, all that stuff, like sales, like, as all these different departments, I believe you have to systematize and outsource all of those things. And I believe, like, as an entrepreneur, the hardest thing is we have all these balls up in the air, all this shit happening. And we don't create systems and processes around them, and we end up in this grind, and we end up working twice as much, right, as we would as if we were working a 9 to 5. So I think things, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is like, you have to envision that you are a project-based contractor in your business. You're a consultant. So you should be swooping in to fix a system or to create a system so that you can get it off your plate, so that it can be done every day without you. And that doesn't mean completely without you. Like, you still have to talk to your team, right? Like, you gotta, for me, a little different because I, been on vacation here in Ohio. But my routine that I'm building is every morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, right? I have a stand-up meeting with my team. And my team, each person gets a chance to tell me what they did the day before. Let me know if they ran into any problems and they need me for anything, right? They get to tell me what they have planned in terms of priorities for that day, right? The day of the meeting. And then let me know if they have any hiccups that they can see themselves having, or anything that they need me for. Oh, Joe, I need this login. I need that password. Do you want it done like this? Do you want it done like that? And that's my single check-in point with everybody on the team for the day, right? Because if I'm going back and forth with all of them all day long, I don't have any time left to do anything inside the business. So I think that you got to really, again, focus on being that consultant or that project-based contractor in your business that swoops in to fix processes that are broke, that are going off the rails, or to make a system for a process so that you can continue to do what you're most passionate about, and the thing that really drives and fuels your business growth. I said it probably more eloquently in this last bullet point here, but focus on your unique abilities, right? And the things that you can't really outsource for. That's it, man. I think this is definitely half an hour in, 30 minutes in. This is the fastest AMA yet. I took the normal number of questions that we did and about chopped it down in half. But I wanted to be here with you guys today. I wanted to make another freaking week of the AMAs happen. I love doing these things. And as always, guys, like, I don't ask anything of you. I don't ask you to go buy a product. I don't pitch anything on these calls. The only thing is that I ask that you support, if you did like this, that you support me in doing these AMAs for you guys, right? Your support is what makes me, right, during Thanksgiving week, right, while I'm on vacation, right, have this call anyway when I could easily, go on to something else. So two favors, three fingers, two favors, and this just helps me support you guys, right? So subscribe on YouTube first and foremost. So if you go to YouTube, you do a search for Digital Triggers, there'll be a big button there that says subscribe, and then make sure that you hit that little notification bell. And this is important. We are shoving out, me, my team, are shoving out a just ridiculous, a mammoth amount of, frankly, fucking ridiculous content for you guys every single day. So we're dropping a new video every day on YouTube for you guys, every single day. So I have a huge content focus. I want to help you guys. I want to train you guys. I want to give you guys the systems and the processes. This is how I do it. Okay. And all of the AMA videos or recordings. So today is Wednesday. We just did the AMA. Tomorrow morning, Thursday, is when all the AMAs drop, right? So every Thursday, okay, at 9 a.m. Eastern is when the AMAs drop, right? So if you accidentally miss one or you watch it and you're like, man, those two questions were really freaking good. I need to go listen to those answers again. Joe freaking nailed it, right? You're going to do that on Thursday mornings. Well, at least that's when they're going to drop on YouTube, right? So subscribe and make sure that you hit the little bell too. Otherwise, it's not even going to alert you. I don't know why there's two steps now. You got to subscribe and you got to join the notification squad or hit that bell, or you're not even going to get an alert. What the hell, YouTube? And then next up, ask a question for me to answer, right? Obviously, I can't keep these going if I don't have a ton more questions for you guys or from you guys. So as of right now, I think I have probably between 1 and 2 more AMAs that I can hold with the questions that we do already have. All right, so you got a question, man. You wake up in the middle of the night, something's on your mind, it has to do with digital marketing, you need some help. I am happy to freaking help, all right? So ask a question for me to answer, and you guys can get a link to the form to ask me a question in literally the bottom of every one of my AMA videos. Let's over there. All right, you jump over here. You guys should be able to see. Yep, jump over to YouTube, click on any of the recent videos that we've uploaded, and go down into the description, and you guys will see a link to subscribe as well as a link to ask me a question. All right, so it literally is that simple. I hope you guys have an awesome Thanksgiving if you're located in the United States. Get your ass back to get your ass back to work next week. I'll see you guys on the next call on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Have a freaking fantastic week. I'll leave you guys with a little quote here. Let's see, desktop. Leave you guys with a little quote. How do I do this? Main screen. There we go. All right, every day is another chance to get stronger, to eat better, to live healthier, and to be the best version of you. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, for the last 30, 40 minutes. Have an awesome week. I'll see you guys on the next AMA. Sayonara. Let's see here. We got a good question I can answer real quick. All right, so I got a question. How am I going to stay keto on Thanksgiving? All right, so I'll answer that just because obviously Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And so if anybody wants to follow me in any inspiration and eat keto, or you already eat keto and want some inspiration, I've planned it out. So when I got here Monday, my dad has one of those green egg grills or smokers. So we smoked a pork butt. And so I'm gonna have pulled pork instead of turkey. I'm not a real big turkey fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but I just feel like hell. Like I literally just want to take a nap, and I don't like feeling that way, right? Um, I want to make the most of being with my family and hanging out with my kids. Like my kids being able to see all the family members here and cousins and stuff. I want to play with them. I don't want to be on the I don't want to be on the couch taking a nap, sleeping, and missing that time. So we're doing that. So I'm going to do the smoked pork butt, which is basically, and we pulled it apart, so it's pulled pork. Did a barbecue sauce that doesn't have normal sugar in it. So that's real simple. We just found a recipe for that. Did a dry rub on that too. And frankly, it doesn't even need barbecue sauce. It tastes so good. And then we're doing a green bean casserole. And you got to be careful on the green bean casserole with the cream mushroom. That it does in fact stay keto, and you find a low carb one. You can be if you're not careful, you can get kind of screwed on that one. But you just got to learn how to read the nutrition label so you understand what's in it. And then, dude, like for me, those two are the main things, and then dessert. So I am doing a pumpkin pie, like a traditional pumpkin pie, but for the crust, I got this low carb granola that I ordered, and it's like a pumpkin granola, pumpkin pie flavored granola. And so I'm going to mash that up and add butter to it, and that's going to become the bottom of the pie. And then I do this this other pumpkin pie dessert that is it's pumpkin pie, cream cheese, and heavy whipping cream whipped. And then I add in some stevia, vanilla, and some pumpkin pie spice. So there's no actual sugar inside of it. And that stuff is like, I could just eat like a whole freaking bowl full of it. So that's going to be it. So staying completely keto. I'll probably, go over my macros though. Like I'm not going to eat anything that isn't keto because that's me, like that's my lifestyle. But I'm sure, I'll gorge that day just the entire day. I'll have some inspiration for some of you guys eating keto, getting your life under control. Have an awesome, fantastic week. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Somebody was saying too that they didn't know where the live chat was on the website, so it's just on the bottom right. There's a blue button where you can chat with us through a piece of something called Intercom. So have a fantastic week. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.